Welcome to TerryWilson3.com, the show committed to helping you grow, protect, and enjoy your money, business, and life.
Wanted to get with you. This is really something that seems to be scratching a lot of itches, and it looks like it's pretty lucrative.
Well, it's one of the best business decisions that I've made, becoming a rep.
My intent now is being in that call center is letting people know this is the real deal. You will make money, and you don't have to have a product to promote. Just get in that call center and take calls, read a script. You will make money.
I started my own personal business 10 days ago. On Friday, I have my first 2 sales come through, and I have more pending. You do the activity, you take the time, you talk to the people.
You will make money.
I am in love with it. I don't know any other way to put it.
I really appreciate all the value you give. It's a lot, man. I look up to you a lot. You're kind of a leader in an industry where there's lots of BS.
And by the way, I love your swag. This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Thank you, Christopher B. This is Terry Wilson, and you are in the studios at TerryWilson3.com. We have got a wonderful, wonderful podcast and live webinar for you guys tonight that I think you're really going to find value in. This is episode 517, and I am in the studios with Mr. Reagan. Hello. And a brand new person to the show. Say hello, Miss Lindsey Taylor.
Hey.
How are you doing, Lindsey?
Doing great. How about you?
Well, I'm here.
Okay.
We're here. We're in this. We're fighting through the pollen
Yes.
to get in. I think we're all talking about our fighting this. In the South, I tell them, well, you have to chew the air before you breathe it.
I mean, obviously.
It just goes with our culture.
It just goes with
biscuits and gravy,
do.
thick air.
Yes.
That's right. Biscuits and gravy and thick air. If you're not ready to chew your food and air, then you're just not ready to live here in the South.
True story.
True story, true story. Well, guys, we've got some great stuff planned for you tonight. The first thing is, as you can tell, we're not using Citrix GoToMeeting anymore and GoToWebinar, so it's a little bit different for you guys that are used to posting questions. Reagan is over there on the laptop right now. If you've got a question, just send it in through the YouTube chat, and he'll be able to...
But you may want a disclaimer. You'll have to have a YouTube account.
You do have to have...
It's not super difficult to set up.
Just all you have to do is go over to YouTube, set up an account, and then you're in.
And if you have a Google account, you can just link it. So.
Yeah, that's all. It's not difficult at all. But if you would like to join the conversation, we would love to have you. on there and answer anything that you've got. Tonight, we're talking about how to grow and become more successful, both personally and professionally. And I do think that's something that you have to be intentional about, don't you?
Every day.
It just doesn't happen, does it?
No.
it just doesn't fall in your lap. Hey, I'm both successful professionally and personally now.
Nope.
I 10 years ago, 15 years ago, would have found myself. I would have told anyone that asked me, Terry, are you successful? I would have said yes, but honestly, I was probably financially successful, but personally impoverished. Nah, I was a Christian and saved and all that. I'm not talking about that, but boy, I wasn't enjoying life.
Yeah.
Because while I had a business and it was doing okay at the time, man, that was all I did.
Right.
It was like I had no family life, and here I'm having all these children, and Gina's homeschooling, but I never got to see them.
Right.
So
that's not balanced.
There you go.
And no balance leads to burnout.
Thank you, Miyagi. Balance is key. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, because, at the time when the business went under, man, I was so, downtrodden or whatever. But looking back on it, it was the grace of God to get me out, because I was working ungodly hours. I had all this stress. And at one point, it was like, I forget the amount of money, but it was some absurd amount of money that I had to produce that day just to break even.
Wow.
Because we had trucks on the road, drivers, 22 employees, and that is just like, now, God bless you if you're out there and that's the type of business you want, then go for it, because, that traditional business model is still there for anyone that wants it. But, man, it is a tough road to hoe.
Yeah.
And
just getting up and getting out of the house every day. I've been working from home for so long, I can't wrap my mind. We actually did a homeschool co-op recently, and getting my children out of the house, fed, dressed, and alive once a week about put me in a loony bin, because I am so used to and confident with my stay-at-home luxury routine.
I'm telling you, you get spoiled, don't you?
So spoiled.
Well, we want to share the spoils,
yes.
if you will. There is a way, guys. There is a method, a methodology, if you will, that working for yourself and working from home does not have to be this hard to get to dream. Like, it's just for those people.
Right.
I remember when we just was transitioning out of a traditional brick and mortar retail business to more of a work from home type deal. And we would go to vacation down in Florida, and I would listen to these podcasts, and I would hear people, and I don't know who you listen to or follow, but I like Pat Flynn out of San Diego, John Lee Dumas, Cliff Ravenscraft, Michael Hyatt, Gary Vaynerchuk, Seth Godin. I'd listen to all these guys, and here's what I'd always tell myself: well, that's good for them. That's for those people that are good, or I just had this thing. I could never do that, because who am I? Yeah. But then as I got into this, and I would take this training from them, or I'd learn this little thing, or I'd join this mastermind, or I'd develop this skill set, all of a sudden I started seeing my business grow. And I was walking down the steps today as we were getting ready to do this podcast, and I was walking in here, and I just, the thought occurred, boy, we've come a long way from a laptop and a microphone in a walk-in closet. You can do it.
Yes.
It's totally doable.
You can. I just celebrated an anniversary with my business and had a huge event over the weekend. And it was so humbling, this business that I have built that was a baby. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing when I started.
Sure.
And then to have this hugely, fantastically productive sales day and get to connect with all these people that I've met along the way. I mean, you can do it. You can do it.
Definitely do it. It's totally possible. It's cliche at TW3, but we talk about it all the time. You have to have the 3 Ps. You have to have a great product that you believe in, that you're
Mm-hmm.
passionate about. Don't get involved with any type of business that you're not passionate about the product, because it comes across to me as insincere.
Right.
Have you ever been around someone that's trying to sell you something and you don't really feel like they're sold on it?
Yes, which is very, very awkward.
It's very awkward.
Because you're like, should I convince them to sell this to me? Or
It's like, are you sold on this yet?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's just, it's weird. It's awkward for sure. But you got to have a great product. You got to have people that need, want, desire, and can afford it. There's so many people that are pitching me all the time on this product or that product. And I just scratched my head and I was like, well, it sounds great, but who would want it?
right.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, and then you have to have a process to get in front of those people. And that's what we try to supply, you know, in the platform that our reps are out there selling and coaching others on. That's the whole thing: people, product, process. If you don't have a product, we have a buffet of different process or products that are service based. They're tangibles. I mean, there's all kinds. I was looking and you elite members, you can go back into your back office sometime in your referral marketing package. I think it's your J vendor. There are softwares back there now that they're coming out where they're very inexpensive, like $25, $30, and you get half that up front, and then you get a percentage of that each month thereafter, and just in trails.
Wow.
And there are things like email marketing systems.
Yeah.
And video software and this software. So, you know, Johnny Cook, a friend of mine, a local guy, I don't know if you know him or not, he's an insurance guy, but he was my insurance guy years ago, back when I worked at Hames Music over in Gaffney. And he said, Terry, no matter what you do in life, because he knew I was getting out of music, he said, whatever you do in life, make sure you're selling a product that's got residual on it, that's got some trails. And that is so hard to do.
Yeah.
But they're back there. And I was just watching a commission check the other day come in, and I was like, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
And it was off a product that I'd sold, you know, I don't know, a year ago. And I saw it. So, I mean, it's there. So you can build whatever it is you want to build if you got it. Reagan, you look like you're busy over there. What's going on?
I'm just wanting to test the audio. I was trying to get some headphones. Neil said we're getting a little bit of a lag, or at least he is on his end. So just maybe from the visual sync and the audio. But
okay.
Yeah.
We're working out the kinks, brother. I apologize if there's a lag, but we will get to it. And we'll go back and watch this recording after the fact, and if I need to tweak anything in the software or something.
it's a first run. So.
It's a first run.
It's a test run.
It's a test run. We got 3 of us in here. I feel like, you know, I'm in Darth Vader's bathroom or something with all these knobs and stuff. I'm just so scared I'm going to screw something up. So we're talking finding personal and professional success. And one of the things, the biggest question that I'll get from people that are considering starting a home-based business that are talking to me or one of my reps is, Terry, how can we start making money fast? Okay. So when I get that question, I sort of want to qualify it. And I qualify it this way. If you're in a desperate situation right now where you don't know if food's going to be on the table next week, I am going to refuse to sell you my system just because you cannot learn when you're under stress. It's been been my experience coaching for several years now. People that are under a lot of stress, you can hold something up to them and just show it to them, and they're like, what am I looking at? I mean, they just like deer in the headlight. They don't get it because they're under stress. So I would tell a person that's asking, you know, how can I make money real quick? I was like, well, we all want to make money fast, but how desperate are you to make money fast? If you're desperate and food's not, then I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm going to help you get an hourly or salary job, and we've got ways to do that. But if you're making your bills, but you're just ready, you're frustrated to never having extra spending money, never getting to take that vacation you want with the kids or whatever, then I'll show you, here's a path. If you can afford to invest in some basic tools and training, here is a path to do that. And the first thing I tell people when they get involved with our system, you want to set up your online website and branding, your social media, your online. And the reason is because I think in today's world, you know, the old adage, the suit makes the man or the lady. I think websites are the same way in your social presence.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
your branding, right?
Absolutely.
How are people going to take you?
It's the first thing I do when I look into giving somebody my money. Yeah. Is I go to their website.
and check them out, right?
Yeah. See if they're legit, if they have good graphics. If their website is a mess, I'm like, I have no brand confidence.
And sometimes guys will get frustrated with us because we tell them, because we have, like you've seen it, you've been in the back office, it's a 13-step program, but like I don't know what it is, Reagan, it's step 2 or 3, but it's like develop your blog and develop your website.
It's 2.
Yeah, it's step 2?
Yeah.
Well, the reason is because if you take off and start generating leads like we show you, but you don't have the credibility online, you're not going to close anything.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And if you do close, it's typically not quality business.
Right. Because you want to be closing with people who see what you have and are attracted to your website, not somebody who doesn't really care if you have a good website or not.
Yeah, or didn't do due diligence in checking out.
Yeah, that would be bad too.
Yeah, because you would be, Reagan, how many times have we had people just come through our site and drop $1,200, $1,500, $3,000 on a credit card? No one's ever spoke to them. I haven't talked to them. We don't know this, as we say in the South, this guy from Adam's House Cat. And we hold the order.
Yeah, pretty often.
Because it scares the life out of us.
The first thing we do is verify. Just like, okay, let's make sure this person
was this
knows,
person late night infomercial shopping and stumbled upon you guys?
I mean, I just want to make sure, are you going in? Because listen, we 100% totally believe in everything we're offering, showing, selling, representing, but we want to make sure you understand it. Because, golly, the worst thing you can do, and you guys are out there, you guys that are selling TW3 or selling any other product, let me just tell you, the best thing you can do for yourself, forget your client right now, even though it does help your client, but the best thing you can do for your business is make sure they know what they're getting. Because it is amazing to me how people will make large purchasing decisions based on assumptions.
That's mind-blowing. I didn't know people did that. That's really, really wild.
Let me tell you something, Lindsay. We live in a world where Bill Cosby is a convicted rapist.
Bill Cosby, why?
A reality TV star is our president.
Oh, sweet Donald.
And people will go online and drop thousands of dollars and then call you up the next day and say, I bought this system and I'm not a millionaire yet. I want to sue you.
I have a really hard time even
That's the
wrapping
world we
my
live
mind
in.
around that, because like last week I was looking at our grocery budget and my husband makes great money. I make great money. We're okay.
Right.
But I was looking over my grocery budget because
Sure.
I said, we need to trim this down. This is a little outrageous.
Right.
Like we're very intentional with our finances, so I just have a hard time thinking about somebody spending that much money without thinking it through.
You would be amazed. Listen, I went to I've got psoriasis, and I've had it my whole life, and it drives me crazy. And when my allergies flare up, my psoriasis flares up. And so I've got on my knees and my elbows, but I didn't want to get too personal. But I said that to say, I had my doctor prescribe some medicine. This medicine, I kid you not, it is like the tube of a toothpaste. I said, I'm tired of dealing with Walgreens. The service over there is terrible. Our local, God love Walgreens if they're out there. If you're a Walgreens employee, I don't mean anything by it. But this Walgreens is horrible for me. Yeah, they might treat you like royalty, but they treat me like a redheaded stepchild. No offense, Reagan. So I said, I tell you what, send my order over to Ingles. I go over to Ingles. They want $1,400.
Do what?
$1,400 for something the size of a toothpaste.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, did you take my GoodRx card? I've got that.
Right.
And they says, we don't take GoodRx here. And my little Ingles card didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So I called my doctor.
Your Ingles card.
Yeah.
I like the idea that you're like, oh, no, it's okay. I have an Ingles card.
Advantage savings card.
I have an Ingles
And
Advantage.
you're like, oh, okay, cool. You'll say 2 cents off the gallon, but that's still going to be $1,400.
So I called Dr. Bird back. I said, hey, Ed's a friend of mine. I said, Ed, call us back over to Walgreens. I'm looking it up on Walgreens, and it's $98 over there.
Yeah.
Now, $98 is a lot of money for a tube of toothpaste in my
is.
world. But now that I've seen $1,400,
Context.
Okay.
Context is
So
great.
I can't get past this without asking this question. Have you ever heard about a gluten-free, dairy-free diet for psoriasis?
Yes.
Has that been effective?
I actually, that's why I'm doing the keto, because it's
Sweet.
and it does help. and I've gotten away from breads and stuff like that for that purpose.
Awesome.
But that being said, I don't have it as bad as I have it now when it's like during the summer and I'm outside and the vitamin
heat
D
aggravates
and the heat.
it, right?
Well, the sun actually dries it. It helps.
Oh.
Now, it does aggravate it. But during the winter and during when pollen is up.
It's dry anyway.
Yeah, it just drives me slam crazy.
I'm obsessed with like finding food alterations to fix health problems.
Yeah.
And I've found a couple of hacks for myself. So anytime
No. I'm all about, trying to eat, the problem.
You've had a lot of success with keto, right?
Well, 30 pounds, but I've sort of plateaued because life got busy in the last month and a half. Right. And so I'm not gaining, but I'm not losing.
You're maintaining.
I'm maintaining.
That's awesome.
I can go out to eat and do the keto thing, but the problem is I think when you go out to eat, they still put sugars and stuff in their sauces and what they're cooking to meat.
Gordon Ramsay, if you look up some of his cooking stuff, that's why everything tastes good when you go out to eat. Butter. Put butter in it.
But you can have butter with keto. I can eat a whole stick of butter. What I can't have...
sugared butter, I don't know.
I can't have the sugars. I can't have the gluten. I can't have the breads, the grains. Yeah. That's the stuff that I'm actually, I don't do well with.
Yeah.
And so it's helped me. But with Gina being down and with the health stuff and our conference that we just did, just
all
a lot of stuff. I've been going... So I'm going out to eat, but I'm eating well when I'm going out to eat as well as I can.
Yeah.
But it hasn't. But to finish the story, I go over to Walgreens. Well, they want $300, and I says, but it's on GoodRx for $100. And they says, well, that's just an estimate. And I said, no. Quoting me $98 and then saying it's going to be $105, that's an estimate.
Yes.
Quoting me $98 and wanting to charge me $400. That's bait and switch. So I could afford to pay it.
Yeah.
I mean, we do. I mean, I could have paid. I could have paid Ingles, but I didn't want to. The whole point is being frugal and being smart about, So I called Dr. Bird back. I says, okay, Walmart's got it. Now, if I'm going to Walmart, I'm ticked off because Walmart.
Were you prayed up before you went in there?
If I have to go to Walmart
for any reason
at all, I have to be prayed up.
Yes.
I have to, 3 Shondais and 2 bow ties and knock back some wine or whatever.
In the car beforehand. You can do this. You can do this.
I'm listening to Tony Robbins in the car. It's
Philippians 4:13.
I mean, whatever. But I go over there and I finally get my drugs for $98.
Because you work hard, so you don't want to blow your money on.
But I was talking to Dr. Bird and some others, and they said, well, most people, they'll throw it. What would have happened? They would have thrown it on their insurance card. They would have gotten half of it knocked off and still paid $400 or $500. That's just the world we live in. This whole thing, and I guess the one pet peeve that drives me about where our culture might be going in some areas, and this isn't political, this isn't theological, this is just, to me, just good character. It's about personal responsibility. Mm-hmm. Being responsible for your own welfare, your own livelihood, your own well-being, not blaming everybody else for your poor decisions. And that's what gets me. They'll drop $3,000, not talk to anybody, not be a millionaire by day 2, and they're on, why'd you take my money? That's predatory charging. I don't.
Predatory charging.
Yeah, I'm being facetious.
New term.
But anyway,
all the victims.
It's tough. You guys out there that are working in the opportunity space, and you're working, offering people a means, a method, a mechanism to do better for themselves. Let me tell you something. That's the one thing you have to guard against. You have to be very wise about that, because people, and good people. Listen, I sometimes want to blame everybody else. It's human nature, but you gotta be very careful and cautious when you're working with folks. And that brings us up to Reagan's segment where he's talking about being stuck on stupid. He's got some stories he wanted to share.
Well, we
with
had
us.
a few. Which one did you like? I mean, this is a test run, but we can talk about it. Which one did you like personally? Because there was a few. I personally, as one I read while you were doing this, it's drunk tourist accidentally climbs mountain while trying to get back to his hotel. I think that's hilarious.
That's
personally.
never happened to me.
I think that's amazing.
Wow.
He accomplished a feat just trying to get back to his hotel. He didn't know where he was at. A little bit tipsy. Climbed a mountain.
That's not being stuck on stupid. That's doing something.
Oh, that's stupid, but he accomplished something.
He got.
That's pretty good.
That's cool. Now share that one that Lindsay was talking about. I love that one.
Oh, well, that's her story. Let's let her share it.
Well, Lindsay, go ahead.
So I don't have it right in front of me, but I know it was in Salt Lake City, Utah. My husband sent it to me yesterday. He was very offended by this, by the way.
I can see Justin, a Marine.
Yes, he is rough and tough. Anyways, there's a college, I believe it's a college, and they have constructed a cry closet. So if you are emotional during finals, you can go inside
That can't
this
be
closet.
real. That cannot be
I have
real.
a picture.
It's real.
Is that real?
But
It's real.
here's the thing, and this is what offends me. You only can be in there 10 minutes, and then you're kicked out of the cry closet.
She's upset with the time limits.
Like, here's the deal. If I am upset enough to go into a closet, here's the closet, Terry. If I'm upset enough to go in there and cry, don't be putting no timer on me. Let me
They
get it
literally
out.
set up a closet.
Real
No,
life.
It's a real closet. It's one closet. You go in there and you cry.
But only for 10 minutes.
Only 10 minutes, though. I mean, we can't be ridiculous.
Obviously.
It would be absurd if there was
You
any
got to
more.
control yourself.
Yeah.
Why is it?
We got to be adults about it. I mean, you can only have 10 minutes.
Why is it reasonable to the people in charge there that
Uh,
let's put a cry closet up for people
I don't
that
know if you've been keeping up, but college has not become reasonable in the past 10 to 15 years. There's a lot
I'd like to recommend.
There's a lot that could be said, but I'll just say this: my generation's got a lot of issues.
Hold on, can we read the
We're
rules?
working on it, but we got a lot of issues.
Good Lord, Reagan.
We got rules of the closet real quick, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Knock before entering. Only one person in the closet at the time. That seems... I can't. Limit your time to no more than 10 minutes. Turn the lights and the timer off before leaving. But wait, this is the most important one. Use hashtag #CryClosetU if posting on social media. I'm sorry, but if I just had a meltdown in a cry closet, I do not want to share that on Facebook. I can't, y'all.
Oh my word, Reagan, this is your fault.
It's not my fault. I actually like stuff like this personally because it reminds me that in the workforce to come, I'll stand out. Because there's some kids that, you know, for me, that I find all of this like as bright news. Like, oh, my generation's crazy.
I mean, you're going to be the yellow crayon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
You're going to be the hireable one. There's only going to be you, but you'll be the hireable
No,
one.
honestly, I don't think it's a majority. I don't think a majority of my people are crazy. I just think it's the small minority that are so vocally loud that you just sort of notice them more.
Well, what adult approved this? Like, obviously, somebody that's a little bit older than these students had to approve this.
So really, it's
who
your
signed
guys'
off
fault.
on this?
Really, it's your guys' fault. It's your generation's fault. One of you guys needs to say no.
The people in charge, it's okay for people to be whatever, but someone approved that.
Like, who's the coddler here? Somebody's coddling these college
Well, I mean,
kids.
that's not new though, because we've had safe spaces in colleges like in the last few years, like just
that's where you get to go color, isn't it?
Yeah, that it is where you get to get, you know.
I didn't have a safe place in college. Did you?
He didn't go to college.
I dropped out.
The world was his safe space.
You just had to bring that up.
I'm sorry.
You just had to bring that up.
You never taken a college class?
Yeah, I took it and I dropped out.
That's all right.
He did the thing where he goes, "Oh, this sucks. This isn't for me." which, to be fair, I understand it. There's a lot of people. Oh, this is awful. I hate all of this.
Well, I was telling him the other day, I'm an entrepreneur because
Justin's texting me.
Oh, that's
the
okay.
Cry closet.
Oh, is he texting? Is he watching?
He must be, because he just said the same ones who also offer a puppy and coloring books. Hey, babe, I love you.
I'm telling you, I look around and I like, Lord, are we going to be around another 10 years? You know, crazy. Listen, I'm crazy at times. I've done stupid stuff. So, guys, I'm not. We all have the capacity to be whiners at times. I mean, I have whined, but the problem is the culture is building this apparatus around it that validates it, endorses it, coddles it,
encourages
it,
yeah.
saying it's okay. And that's a dangerous place, because human nature is to always take the path of least resistance, to always, blame shift, make it someone else's issue. It's not me. It's not. And the thing about entrepreneurialism, and you know this because you're a successful entrepreneur yourself, to be successful at anything, entrepreneurialism, health, wellness, if you've got a goal and you're not where you're wanting to be in that goal, then what? Just common sense, deductive reasoning. What does that mean? It means something has to change. And change isn't comfortable. But it is so amazing to me how people want to become apologists for the status quo. I shouldn't have to change. The world around me should have to change. It's Lindsey, if you would just change, if you would just get your attitude right, and if you would just listen, I know I didn't show up to the appointment on time. I know my presentation sucked. I know that I don't know half about what I'm talking about, but it's your problem that you didn't buy this from me.
Yeah.
And because of you, I'm not successful. That's the problem,
Everybody's a victim.
We're going to run out of victims if we don't.
No, we all get to be victims. That's how it works.
One of the best things I ever heard, and it was in a sermon, I won't get into all that, but he told a story, and he said, at the end of the story, I looked at that person, I said, are you going to be a victim, or are you going to walk in victory?
Right.
And I was like, oh, that applies to like everything, because you're going to have hurdles.
You're going to have, and there's not, you've heard it probably as well. No one gets out of this life alive. No one.
No.
That's life's job, is to beat you up.
Except for maybe Morgan Freeman.
Except for Morgan Freeman. He is the only one that's going to get out of here sounding like $1 million. Well, Reagan, do we have any questions? I know we've been
We do. We have some people very interested in what Lindsey's doing. What are you doing, Lindsey?
Well, what
specifically right now?
What are you doing, Lindsey?
Well, so I'm kind of splitting my attention in two areas right now. My baby, the thing that I was referring to in my business, I sell clothes, beautiful clothes that are made to complement every style and shape of woman. So that's the one thing. And then my thing that I'm working on also is with Terry. I've been looking into his system, watching all the trainings, and just really learning the business that he's created from the ground up. And
laughing myself silly.
No, it's really great. The trainings, I was really honestly surprised in a great way. Because
you knew me, and it's like, oh my God.
No. I was just surprised at how thorough they were. It's all point and click. There's videos. Well, no, I was excited.
We're giving you a hard time.
Yeah, so I'm learning, all about the TW3 system. I'm intrigued. My husband's intrigued, and so we're talking about it and we're learning it.
Yeah.
This model, and seeing how it can integrate with our business or my business. My husband doesn't really sell clothes.
No, he models.
Well, no.
Justin, come on up here. We got the camera on. We'll go ahead and let you model some of Lindsey's clothes.
I don't know if he'd be down for that. Yep. So that's what I do, and it's a whole show that's just me. I mean, I'm the marketer, the graphic designer.
Well, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, and I do it from home. I homeschool my babies, and it's fantastic to be able to get my work done and then mom all day. I mean, I can get my work done sometimes in an hour or less. And then I can focus on my family and still contribute a full-time income to our family budget.
But what you do would be, outside of TW3, the clothing, that's considered direct sales.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit about the business. I mean, can you recruit people to sell for you?
Yeah, I have a team. I have a team of 10 girls who sell under me.
And do you get an overwrite on anything?
I do.
That is awesome.
I do. So I have that going for me, which when you were talking about bonus, or residuals, I was like, yes, I love those.
Residual and passive is the way to go, isn't it?
So I've taught these ladies the business model. Yeah. And so I still support them as needed, but they're all pretty self-sufficient at this point.
Right.
So that's a small portion of my time. I invoice, I ship, I photograph, I market. I have an online forum, like a community, and where these women who have shopped with me for years now, some of them, we just share and engage and have a really, really great place. And then on the side, I sell them clothes too. So
that is awesome.
It's a good thing.
See, that's cool. To be able to sort of have like a hangout.
Yeah.
It is.
A place to chill with your friends.
They know more about me than like what I would post on my main social media.
Right, yeah.
It's like a private
right.
kind of thing. It's a closed group. So.
But, to me, you're illustrating that whole thing about putting a paycheck with your passion and creating a business around your lifestyle rather than trying to put a life and adapt around a business, which is a terrible way to live. That's what I was doing in the music.
So hard.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It will be so hard because, I mean, I mentioned a couple of times, I love homeschool. Right. I love that I have the freedom to be a homeschool mom and, again, still earn money to do fun things. Absolutely. And not be eating beans and rice every night.
We love Dave Ramsey, but if you can get away from the beans and rice, it's always. Yeah. How do you eat beans and rice and do low carb? Yeah, Dave Ramsey's got a
cauliflower, riced cauliflower.
Rice cauliflower. That's right. What other questions we got there, Mr. Reagan?
So far, that was it.
Oh, cool. Well, are people able to chat?
It seems like it.
Okay. Have we got any snarky emails or chats that I need to address? Because I will. I'll come across.
No, we don't.
I'm ready.
the new thing that we have now because everybody can kind of see each other's comments. So if you say something, you better back it up. Everybody can see it.
Bring the facts. Just bring the facts.
No, everybody's being really cool.
That's very cool.
To each other.
Well, I was waiting for like Mr. Spears or
we do have one if you want to go over
Neil or somebody to browbeat. Is Gary on tonight or is he?
He might be, but
we don't see him.
We don't see him.
See, anymore. That's the problem.
Gary, Tracy, Neil, Joseph, they'll need to sign in and let us know that they're on because all we have right now is just 41 people watching. So
I got you.
So it's just a number.
Well, that's just on the YouTube side. Right. So we don't know what's on the other. Okay.
So let's see here. I have several new listeners on tonight. Could you spend a few minutes explaining the benefits of each level of membership?
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll give me a chance to try out my new toy here. So I'm going to pull this up real quick. And so give me just a second, guys. So if I go over here and see if I can do it real quick, it brings this up. Can see if it shows up on your end, Mr. Reagan.
Well, right now it's a bunch of open windows.
Oh, what am I doing?
I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. Let's try this. See if it shows up now. If I did it right, I'm
seeing a picture of all three of us. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then that's what you're supposed to see. Cool. Let me go over here to tell me if you see.
I see you typing.
Okay, you see me typing. So you see this screen right here. And by the way, does everybody like my new home screen? Reagan hates it, so I just want to get everybody else's opinion.
No, I don't hate it.
You hate it.
I hated the old way. This is slightly better.
Okay, all right. So we have 3 levels of membership. And they're designed completely different for what your goals are. So if you go under member right here on my home site, terrywilson3.com, and you click on member, what you will actually see is the 3 levels of members, and it illustrated. We have a sales rep and trainer level, we have a plus level, and we have an elite level. If you're just getting started to working as an entrepreneur, working for yourself, and you don't have a product, and you've tried the thrills, pills, lotions, and potions, and nothing seems to have worked for you, then this is where you start, because we give you a viable product that people in all types of industries want. Because you'll hear me say it many times, and it's because it's the truth. If you don't have a means, method, or mechanism to get in front of people, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So it takes people to have a business, to have a church, to have anything you're going to do. So a sales rep and trainer, what they do is they sell our systems. They sell the sales rep and trainer, the plus package, or the elite package. So that's where it starts. You start off as a sales rep and trainer. And the reason we call it sales rep and trainer is because you have the very system that you're selling, and you're going to stick around after the sale to be a coach, a consultant, to help them. Not be the marketing guru, not be the technical guru. We don't expect you to really know anything. We're going to assume you know nothing. But to know enough to say, okay, this is how you get in your back office. This is where you go for this training. This is how you fill out a support ticket. Call me if you've got any questions. We're outsourcing because we're basically a company of 3 or 4 people. So we're outsourcing the lion's share of customer support to our members. That's the whole business model here. So it starts at the sales rep and trainer side. You're not trained on how to use the system at all. You're not trained on anything but how to set up a sales funnel, how to drive leads to that, and how to follow up to sell, because that's your focus, is to sell our system. And then we have the next level. That's our sales rep, our plus rep and trainer. That's for folks that are already in business, like Lindsey. She's already got a business. She's already got something that she's doing, but she would like to do TW3 as well. Maybe there's an insurance agent out there, or you're a real estate agent, you're a retail restaurant, whatever. You need a tool to generate leads for your existing business, but you would also like a secondary income. You'd like a method to get in front of other people. And so what the plus rep and trainer allows you to do is to resell the system and use the system, the support to use the system to generate leads for your own existing business, and get connected with what we call our referral marketing package. That's where you get hooked up with other companies outside of us and sell their products and services. You give stuff away. You can give jobs away. You can give coffee away. You can ask people to fill out a survey and they pay you to get people, because why? You have the methodology, you have the means, you have the training to generate leads. And basically you're turning around and what you're really doing is just selling those leads, these RMPs, these referral marketing partners. So that's our plus level. It's $12.97. And then our top package is our elite package. These are for the high income earning motivated people that want to build an agency. They want to have an override on the referral marketing business that they do and the people under them do. They want to have a residual income off of every package they sell. They get a $50 a month residual off of that. They want to have other marketing assets like podcasts and things of that nature, because they're going to build out their brand. So that's our elite package. So those are the 3 levels. That's how they're designed. If you're at any level and you sell one of our systems, you make either $450, $850, or $1,500 when you resell a system. The unique thing about our business that I think is, and Lindsey, you correct me if you think I'm wrong or challenge me, but I mean that. I think the uniqueness is every business you get involved in, you have to know the product, but then you have to go out and do the marketing. Mm. This business, because it is a marketing product, right? The marketing is sort of, paint by numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's so many tools and assets. I mean, honestly, the first time I looked at it, I was like, there's so many good things.
Oh, yeah.
Where do I start?
It's an entrepreneur sandbox to play in.
Yeah, it is.
And so and there's a criticism for that, and there's also a compliment for that. The criticism is, you're overwhelming me, Terry. It's like trying to drink from a fire hydrant. Mm-hmm. And I get that. Mm-hmm. But my attitude is this: one size doesn't fit all.
That's true.
What works to market in insurance does not work to market in clothes.
That's so true.
It's a different client, a different product, a different approach, a different everything. So you need different tools to match up with the different people, because the people inform the process, the people product process. If my product's this, that means that's my people, and my people are this means that's my process to get to them. Yes. So did I satisfy your question, Mr. Reagan?
Yes. My personal question, yes, you satisfied. No, it's good. It's good. It's sort of tied in. You might have covered it, but somebody was wondering what Lindsey signed up as, like for her business, what you would recommend there,
What Lindsey signed up?
Yeah, at like membership wise.
Well, she's a plus member that's training right now and is about to go to elite level. She's coming on, actually, if I can share this.
Sure.
She is going to be one of our in-house coaches. And so what that means is, yay!
I'm really excited about it.
Well, I am too, because I think you're just going to be able to take our business to another level, because I'm only one person.
Right.
I can't do but so much, but my heart is to do for everyone.
Yeah.
And so having someone that of your credentials, your background, your standing, your experience, guys, I didn't go out and just, call someone that I knew and was friends with, which I knew and I'm friends with. I know a lot of other people. The unique thing about this neighborhood, when we first moved in, I loved it, is we're surrounded by entrepreneurs.
I know.
Have you noticed
Entrepreneur City?
I mean, it's like Entrepreneur Main Street.
I
mean, you got clothing, you got insurance, you've got direct sales, you got whatever you call me. You got, I mean, it's this whole
auto.
Yeah. And
doing that.
And here's the thing. I mean, I don't want to say this in the right way so it don't come across wrong, but this isn't a skimpy neighborhood.
No.
So the people that are living here are doing well.
Right.
Apparently. Yeah. So I said all this to say that Lindsey came in, and she came to the conference. She was one of our platform speakers, and we got to talking at the conference, and she heard me say something that I said in true honesty, and then I just fret over it ever since I said it because I was afraid it came across wrong, and I fear not to even say it again. Because
I still laugh about it.
Do what?
I still laugh about it because it's funny. Because I knew what you meant, but the way it sounded.
It came across.
What you meant and what you said were two different things.
I didn't think it was awful at all.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, he's being honest. He's a real guy. That's totally okay to be honest about limitations or places that you just don't want to spend your time. That's a skill that you need as an entrepreneur to be successful.
Well, no, and I would say because it's a training and probably messages you've heard behind every yes, there were 15 no's. Mm-hmm. I can't say yes to you tonight unless I told 15 other people no. Mm. And no is hard sometimes because no means I disappointed someone. No means there was a potential for someone to get aggravated with me. No means someone felt like I betrayed them or let them down. So I'm having see the pastoral heart in me.
Have you read Lisa's book, Lisa Turkey's The Best Yes?
No, I haven't.
It'll change your heart.
Really?
It's really helping me weed through the best things I can say yes to.
Gotcha.
And you have to say no a lot if you're going to say
now,
yes.
I would say no in the last 2 weeks has been easier than ever because I've got a built-in reason. I mean, with Gina, you know,
yeah.
You enjoy saying no now because
I got to get out of jail card here. But no, honestly, you know, and we're being coy a little bit. So let me just tell the people listening: when we were at the conference, I slipped up, and I don't know what I said, but what I was trying to communicate was
I don't know what I said.
I don't even want to repeat what I said.
What I was trying to say
was that. Out of everything in my business, the one thing that I'm challenged with that maybe I don't like as much is the one-on-one coaching. And it's not that I don't like people. It's not that I don't like helping people. It's just the creative energy I have to to continually work on my business, not work in my business, but work on my business, developing new product, developing new strategies, trying out new things and strategies so that I can bring it back to my tribe and say, okay, I'm using the voice broadcast dialer and I'm using it in this market and here's how it's working. It's doing great. To do all that takes a lot of time, energy, creative stuff. And then when I'm with people, I love people. I love all my members. I really do. I don't say that just to try to, I want everyone to be successful, but I hear their struggle. I hear, okay, I'm not getting this. And so that coaching is always, for me, a heavy thing because they're frustrated because they're not getting this. Not that they're not frustrated at me. They're not mad. It's not all that. It's just that solving that problem, it weighs on me.
And that's why it wasn't offensive, because you were speaking out of a huge heart for your people.
Well, but I think the word is like, I hate, and Reagan says,
it was more of his reaction because I knew how he was thinking he said it. I was like, I get what he's saying, but I know what he's also thinking. He's not trying to say.
I'm thinking I just charged people $3,000 to fly all over the country to come hear me.
Say, I don't want to support
you. And I just told him, I don't want to spend time with you.
That's not what I heard.
But that's what I felt like they heard.
Yeah.
And because I was like, I didn't mean it that way.
So let me speak real quick. I have a master's in communications.
Thank you.
That's my background.
Okay.
And I was listening very intently to that, obviously, because our conversation following, I did not hear that in your message.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to set you free tonight.
Don't relieve him. I was enjoying this.
Because Mr. Reagan over there has been wearing me out.
Reagan.
Oh, my word.
Like, hey, can you pick up the trash for me? It's like, I don't know. I just don't know if I can support you. I don't know if I can support you that way. It really weighs on me to try.
I'm going to have Alicia kick your tail.
She already has to for some other reasons. So.
I just felt awful. But I appreciate you saying that's not what you heard.
That's not what I heard at all.
That's awesome. Any other questions?
I don't think so.
All right. So, Lindsey, we got you queued up. I wanted to ask you real quick. You are excellent with time management tips and things that people can do to be more effective, more efficient with their time. And a lot of our guys that are on here tonight are already working from home, already doing this full time. I mean, we've got some guys, I don't want to mention names, but we got one guy's probably knocking down $300,000-400,000 at least.
Nice.
You know, and several that are making, you know, $100,000-200,000 doing this. And so their thing is to grow their business. They've got to continue to work on being as efficient and as effective with their time as possible. So give us a little tip about what they can do to be more effective in time.
Well, my first thought is you have to have a plan. It's got to be a very articulate plan. I wouldn't just block off 2 hours in your calendar and say work. I would write.
That don't work?
No, that doesn't work. I would say you need to have at least 2 goals a day that are income producing. I call them IPAs, income producing activities.
We have another thought for IPAs, but go ahead.
So I would say that those go at the top of your work list, that you knock those out before you get stuck in emails and messages and all those housekeeping things that you need to do. I would knock out your IPAs as a priority at the top of your day, just like eating is. So super intentional with your time and have a very set list. So practically for me, I might do a live sale one day, and that's an IPA, and I might do photography the next day, and that's an IPA. So have varied IPAs, but every day you need to get those done, and you need to make sure you schedule time appropriately to get those done and put it at the top of your list. Was that too comprehensive of an answer?
No, that was great. I was just trying to fix your camera while you were talking. So cool. But the thing that you sort of mentioned that you just stepped on my toes, but it's probably why I'm not as effective as you are with time management. I'm one of those that will put in, okay, for 3 hours I'm working. You know,
yeah.
And so to be meticulous with, you know, this is what I'm gonna do here, this is what I'm gonna do here, with this one, I need to drill down more.
Well, and try to project. Like if you know that responding to emails typically takes you 20 minutes a day, block 25.
Yeah.
And then if you know that phone calls typically take you 35 minutes a day, block 40. Like set clear expectations so that you're not disappointed at the end of your workspace.
Gotcha.
So you're saying his single block space that just says be productive isn't going to work?
I'm calling that a fail.
Yeah. 1 6-hour mark that just says production.
It's too easy to get lost on the internet. There's too many temptations. There's too you have to have a plan or you're not going to
produce. I just got on my calendar to make money today. That's all
Oh, goodness.
It's actually just on his yearly calendar is make more money.
Make more money. That don't work, huh?
Nope. I'm saying no.
That is hilarious. That's good stuff. I wanted to get into a couple marketing tips, and then we'll wrap this up. We've been going, it seems like, here for about an hour. I hope everyone is everyone enjoying the new format? Any feedback on the
I'm going to say yes, but waiting for some responses from them.
Okay, I just want to make sure. And I hope switching over from GoToWebinar and coming and doing this hasn't screwed people up with being able to interact. So we'll work on that if we need to add some plugins or something to the
we announced that at the beginning, but probably good just to refresh for everybody.
Yeah, it's done through Google.
Yep.
Or YouTube.
Yep, it's a YouTube account. But if you have a Google account, you can link them. So Google account or YouTube account, really simple to create.
Gotcha.
10 minutes at most.
So that way you can chat with us. And I don't know, has people been able to use that little chat box?
Yeah.
That's on Live Podcast?
The cool thing is people can actually talk to each other now, too. So it's not
that's very cool.
Community.
Yeah,
it's a little community. So, I pulled it up here. It's on the screen. And looks and sounds great there. Find me one. Thank you. Who is Find Me One? What's the...
that was Matt.
Is that Matt? Matt. Let me tell you, you sent me an email the other day that I did not respond to yet, and I meant to. But let me just tell you, you are doing awesome, awesome work. And I actually want to talk to you at some point and maybe even do an interview. I mean, this guy, I don't know if his site, his ad copy, he did a training for one of our modules that he says, I like this training a little bit better. It might help your people.
That's
and
awesome.
He just sent it to me and said, you might want to. I mean, this guy,
that's awesome.
His clients are going to have a top shelf
That's awesome.
Recruiter and trainer. So I just wanted to give you that shout out, but also tell you I got your emails, and I apologize I haven't responded yet. Had playing Mr. Mom and Mr. Dad with Gina out of the pocket right now.
I'm gonna be honest, I miss Mr. Mom. Mr. Mom was a little bit better. Actual mom is what I'm saying.
I'm not doing a good job as a mother for you.
You're a good dad. Mom's a better mother. If that's offensive, then
you
see
No, I'm like the Rodney Dangerfield.
I don't think that's a controversial statement. I mean,
no,
mom's the better mom. I don't.
Absolutely. And thank you, Lindsey. You brought that up, and I just got it, and I'm pulling her up right now. I can't. Oh. Shatara Dixon said she couldn't be here tonight. She likes to come to, or it might be Shatara. It's either Shatara or Shatara. She's normally on our podcast, and she sent a lovely email saying, I'd love to come, but it's my birthday. So I say, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hope you had a wonderful birthday. I hope you got everything you wanted, and more importantly, you got everything you needed. And so thank you so much for allowing us to compete with your special day. The fact that you were even considering coming when you're having a special day makes us feel really special. But just a quick marketing tip here. I read this, and I'll link this in the show notes later on. There's 8 different, it's called The Psychology of Sales. And it's good stuff. Number 1, the human mind is prone to impulse.
Oh, that's so true.
It goes into the reason why you are, and I'm getting some feedback here. I hope it's okay through there. Why people will make impulsive buying decisions.
Because you need it in that.
Because you got to have it. You got to have it. And there's some training I'm going to be doing on funnels and building funnels and funnel logic that I think is going to help some of our members sort of leverage the fact that people are impulsive, but not do it in a nefarious way, not do it in a manipulative way, but understand the psychology there. And if you know where to put your click-through buttons and things of that nature, it's going to help you get higher click-throughs, be able to capture more, and be able to do more. So number 1 marketing tip is that humans are prone to impulsivity, so make sure that you're making your ad copy to speak to that. And here's another one, tip number 2. You've heard the adage, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to tell you guys, if there's one thing that you need to spend probably 30 minutes to an hour and a half a day, if you can afford that time, is really develop your craft at understanding how to graphics. Let's just put it there. Not that you have to be a graphic designer, graphic engineer, anything like that, but if you can put some basic graphics together using free resources like Canva, WordSwag, it's going to help you with your ad copy on social media. It's going to help you with your blogging.
Yes.
Because when you just put text,
nobody reads it anymore.
Nobody reads it.
And you get a boost on algorithms if there's a photo for attention.
That's right.
My thing is that I've learned the hard way is don't get distracted with all the things you can make it look crazy. Like a solid background and a really bold text with maybe just some squiggles or something is more effective than a floral arrangement of words.
This brings me back. You're going to think this is funny, but back 20 years ago, the way I was able to sell in a retail environment so many pianos is I'd actually do what's called piano shows. And I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but that's where we would go into an armory somewhere. We would rent space, and we would have a 2-3 day sale at that armory, and I would take truckloads of pianos and I would bring it there and would have this huge sale, college sale or whatever. The reason I think I to this day was so successful with that is my ad copy in newspapers. And here's the reason why. I would buy a full, they called it an 8-space block. Okay, 8-space block. And I wouldn't put but piano sale, date, baby grand starting at $29.95.
That's all you need.
An address. And it had all of this white space around it, the margins. But what happened was you looked at this paper and you saw all this text. And so you're just, but then you had this one ad copy that was just nothing but white and just some tiny text right there. And and to this day, the advertisers at the different newspapers said, well, you're buying up all this space and you're only using, I said, that's what I want. And they thought I was crazy. But I mean, people showed up in droves because I felt like they saw it.
Well, it's visually calming, number 1. And number 2, think about Apple. they cut out all the excessive options. My husband has a Droid phone, bless his heart. He loves it. He loves all the options, but he's the design engineer. Like, that's how he clicks. I had one of those things and, like, had a headache just from holding it.
Right.
Like, be simple like Apple.
Absolutely. Clean. Yeah. Just clean.
Simple, easy.
Simple, easy to see and use, and it works. So, I'll link this to another. See if this makes sense to you, because I've heard this my whole life in sales trainings and different things like this, and it just gets a little, not in the metaphysics, but it can lean there, but there is some psychology to it, that blue is associated with trust. Have you ever heard that?
Calming, trusting, loyal, yes.
Yeah.
Notice what the presidential candidates are always wearing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That you need to use blue in your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some marketing tips and stuff. Trust can be fostered. Saying yes once means a high likelihood of saying yes again. And that's why you guys that are using the voice broadcast dialer, the bulk texter, the bulk emailer, all these tools, quit trying to sell your product through those. You're not. What you're selling is them to click, for them to move to the next thing. It's amazing, Lindsey. We'll get these.
They're not at purchase point yet, right?
They're not at purchase point. And have you ever got one of these robocalls and the guy on the other line is just trying to pitch you on something? No, has anyone ever bought anything through
No.
But if you leave a voicemail that says, "Hey, this is Terry. I'm your local fill in the blank. I got some time-sensitive information about fill in the blank. Please give me a call back at your earliest convenience. Fill in the blank."
Mm-hmm.
And I don't come across salesy, and the first opening line is, "Oh, it looks like I got your voicemail. This is," and I leave it on there. Right? They don't even know it's a robocall.
Mm-hmm.
I call 1,000 people. How many people am I going to get? And I just gave away some free training there. That's one of our scripts. But all I'm doing is I'm taking them from this, taking them over to here, and I said, "Thank you for responding to my call, the reason I was calling." And then I'm trying to sell them on meeting with me, having an appointment with me, if you're on online marketing, or watching this video. It's that 3-step process, but people are always try to cram the close of buy this on the front end, and then they say, "Well, I tried one of those voice broadcast dollars and they don't work."
Well, that even works in my business. The people that shop from me and that are loyal with me,
right?
They trust me. I share things, a lot of things in my platform that have nothing to do with the clothes that I sell, because I want them to know who they're buying from. These are the things that I value.
Rapport.
Yeah.
Building rapport. You've got to have it. So those are some tips. I'll link those in there. There's about 8 of them, but I thought it was great. Reagan, do we have anything else before we close it up tonight?
I don't think so.
Well, guys, I hope that tonight was of value to you. I hope that you found a lot of things here that you're going to be able to take away and use in your own business to take your money, your business, your life to new levels. We've had fun tonight. Lindsey, thank you so much. I thought it was great. I hope you had fun.
I did.
Well, good.
Justin has one more thing, though, that we all need to know.
What's that?
Republicans wear red, and Democrats are the only ones that wear blue. Just want to go on record. So
we're not making judgments on anything there, because we even talked about that before the show. We try our best, Justin, to stay away from that kind of stuff. We'll see you guys on the flip side. This is Terry with TerryWilson3.com telling you are worth more. Talk to you later. Hey, remember, if you want to go to the next level, you have to grow to the next level. And that's why I want to give you a free copy of my new book, You Are Worth More. Go to TerryWilson3.com/worthmore now.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
Man, it's a great system here. This is good stuff here. I wish I found this company 10 years ago.